like I said, it does feel like the lack of support is. I had this thought a moment when we were talking about the game next year of would it, and this feels like a stupid thought, but I don't think it's going to happen. But would they not release the new games on the new Switch? And it would just be so fucking stupid if they didn't. So I can't see it not happening.
Oh, don't say that. Release it on the old console and just skip.
I think I would be tempted to. I would be so tempted to skip it at that point.
Oh,
I mean, technically, they could do
I can see
it,
them doing something like that,
and it run better. Like they know if the new Switch is coming out, like, they're not fucking stupid. Like if they're gonna release any game before the release, like it just doesn't make any sense. To me, it doesn't make any sense. I'm fucking hoping that they don't do that. No, they could do it because technically the new console is backwards compatible, but you'd want based on the shit that's happened, right? And based on what we said about them being not fixing the issues, you hope to think that in their mind they're like, we need to make this Pokemon game look good. So obviously to do that, it's going to be on the new console. So for them to ignore that, like if we get another type, don't get me wrong, I know we've said this a lot. These graphics have never bothered me about Scarlet and Violet, but if we get the same problems that we have with whatever this Gen 5 game iteration is that we have with Scarlet and Violet, I'm going to be pissed off. Okay, and I think it would really damage their reputation. Like people would still buy it, but I don't think they can go through that back to back, especially if it's coinciding near or at the same time as the release date of their new console.
Yeah, I think there's more. I think you're completely right. There's so much more implication on them nailing this time round than there ever has been before. I think they've been able to kind of like bypass performance, bypass graphical appearance and stuff like that up to now. But I think there's been so many issues with Scarlet and Violet that have to be addressed in this next game to make sure that this is actually, this is good and this performs as it should do, and this is doing everything that like we wanted to. Nintendo have signed it off, and we are, keeping to that high standard that normally Nintendo games actually have. Like Mario never has issues. Zelda, obviously we spoke about, has a lot of time development, so that never has issues. But
do you know
I think Pokemon has a long way to go to kind of.
We would get on Pokemon Day. You would hope if we get the announcement on Pokemon Day next year that it's coming, you would hope we would get confirmation on whether it would be on the new console or not. You would hope then,
if they've announced the new console,
or at least if we get any kind of teaser, we should be able to get an idea on whether it will be on the new like I said, whether it will be on the Switch or on the new console. But
I guess that'll dictate, really. Like that'll play a big part. If Nintendo haven't revealed a new console yet, I wonder if that like then delays Pokemon from announcing their new title if the console for it hasn't been announced yet. Or do you think it wouldn't really matter?
No, I think they're not stupid. I think most people have realised now that they are doing, they have started or have at least almost finished the new console. You'd like to think they're just at this point refining and or starting to mass produce it ready for next year, right? Because it must take a while to mass produce enough, especially for a brand new console release. I don't know how many they would have ready shipped around the world, but you must think that they would announce it soon, maybe after Christmas, or maybe to coincide with Pokemon Day. It would make a lot of sense. I would think at some point between Pokemon Day and like between January and Pokemon Day, I think we'd get the announcement. We could get it beforehand, but I can't see it being after Pokemon Day. I think it would be strange for them not to, because I don't know how early we got teasers for the Switch. Like when was the Switch first teased? Let's have a quick Google.
I'm just actually doing that right now. I'm just trying to see like times of the year that they normally do direct. It's normally, June, September, or normal times.
So it was teased
March
a year before, in spring 2016.
Wow.
The official announcement followed in October of the same year. So
they'd almost have to announce it in November, like a month's time, really.
So that would make sense. They tease it in November or December, and then announce it in February or something.
Yeah. So Nintendo need to have an announcement really in November for that to, on the same timeline, of course.
Yeah.
Be like, this is coming.
Yeah.
Get ready.
Because it was officially announced in October 2016, officially, and it come out in like the beginning of March, right? So realistically, you know, that's 2, 3, that's 4 months. So 4 months between them officially announcing it and it coming out.
Wow. So when was it teased then, the console? Was it in November?
No, it was teased. So the Switch come out at the beginning of March 2017, right? The 3rd of March 2017. It was originally teased in spring of 2016. So if it's coming out in November next year, which would make a lot of sense before Christmas, or beginning of December, you know, if we're following the same timeline, it would make sense for the teaser to be then.
Yeah.
And then, you know, if you get, you know, maybe they won't announce it till March or something, but who knows? You know, they could, you know, it could if you include, I don't know when in October it was announced, but if you include the 1st of October, then it'd be 5 months. So if you go back 5 months, you've got October, September, August, July, June. So you'd have to announce it in June then if they're following that same schedule. But, you know, I don't know at this point. Nintendo love to throw curveballs at us. So, you know, if we're getting more and more leaks about it, you know, you'd like to think that they would announce it or at least tease it at some point, and then the announcement, because I'm sure they, even if they announce it with like a large gap, they can still strum up hype in a period of time, you know. So it's they're never going to struggle with strumming up hype for stuff. So again, we'll just have to wait and see. Hopefully by the end of the year we will know what's going on, but again, maybe we'll have to wait till next year, who knows.